We back like the juggernaut, bitch. New gaming order. We are in our next topic, which will be addressing the Nintendo NX rumors. Now, apparently, some news leaked that somebody put out the design of the controller early, and from what I'm seeing, it looks kind of legit. This news is coming courtesy of IGN.com. I'm gonna put this in the link in our chat. Shin Raven, you'll get a kick out of this, man. I'm like, what the hell? So let's delve deeper into it. All right. About 21 hours ago, this news dropped, or it got leaked. Now the controller is kind of like reminiscent of the current touchscreen, but it takes it to the next level. You got all this information here that you'll have in our the link to the description. But looking at this, they went even further. Now, figure 9.A. This looks interesting. This is very interesting, almost like a boomerang type thing. But here it is. Gonna make the screen a little bigger. Hopefully, you guys get to see what we're seeing. But interesting. It looks like it just has two analog two analogs on a motion screen.
It's like a cell phone. It's basically you're playing a cell phone on the controller. It's mapped with all touch sensor based.
Oh, you know what? If you see where my arrow is, that's where you see the B button. I think I see a transparent A button.
Like the analog sticks and the D-pad are the only physical things that are,
and everything else is like a cell phone. Okay, Nelson, good observation. I don't know what to say. That looks pretty cool, if you ask me. You're getting away from mechanical issues and touch sensors getting messed up on a PCB. Just going with a touch screen. But you know what? I noticed there's a camera on there.
Yes, there's a camera. There's a camera on there because they're gonna implement something with the meat.
Now here's my thing. How do you orient yourself? Like, okay, I see the adapter on the top, or is that the bottom? Because
that might be the top. That
all right, because where I see the B button under the right analog up here, well, damn, on the screen they can't see it. But if you look on the top, you'll see the B button right under the right analog stick on the top. So, you know what? I'm digging the controller design. And I also see triggers, like there's evidence of two trigger buttons or shoulder buttons, if I'm analyzing this correctly. But I think it's cool, so let's see. I wish On Your Knees was on today, because that would be interesting to get his take on it. But with that, Nelson, matter of fact, Demizzle, free play mode, what are your thoughts on the controller design thus far?
kind of iffy about it because
that's cutting edge, if you think, to me.
It's a good thing from a technological standpoint, but from a practical use standpoint, I want people who think that this is going to be a great thing to go on their cell phone right now, download any kind of emulator where an analog stick is needed to, like a PlayStation 2 or a PSP emulator where the controllers on those types of things are analog-based controllers, and then try and play those games on your cell phone. Like, you'll see how hard that shit is, because it is really, really hard to.
The responsive time.
No, it's not that. It's just hard to adjust to virtual controls coming from, especially if you've been playing video games as long as we have. It's going to be like really, really hard to adjust from a physical controller with traditional buttons and everything to a virtual controller where everything is solely dependent on the programming of the game and the control scheme where it's placed on this, because your fingers, like, you'll find yourself looking down a lot at the controller.
Yeah, you're right.
To figure out your finger placement.
Yeah, and you know what, Demizo? Ordinarily, you know how, let's say for a fighter, you could ordinarily feel around and know what buttons what. This ultimately removes that.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a real difficult transition, and I don't think a lot of people are gonna make that transition very seamlessly.
Hmm.
Because yeah, I challenge people to do that. Download any kind of traditionally like an emulator for a traditionally physical controlled game and play it virtual screen style, and you'll see how hard it is.
Hmm. Okay. I mean, it looks interesting though. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not okay. You know what? And Demizo, if you're looking in the screen right now on the stream, you see how it has, I guess, like the game in the background, or that virtually is gonna be in the background, and you have the buttons on screen, or the virtual buttons, like you said. Man, that's a lot of detail in terms of what they're trying to do. Hopefully it's not like just some prototype they put out there and they pull a swerve move on us. But what are your thoughts on the screenshot with the diagram that I'm putting up right now?
It's an interesting thing. Like from a technical perspective, it's very interesting, and it'll be interesting to see if they can actually pull it off. But as I said, if they can't, like they have to make those things like the controls like spot on. They have to make sure it's super responsive. They got to make sure that it's comfortable to use and not like a chore to use.
Mm-hmm.
They got to account for finger drift. They got to account for various play styles on how people hold it. It's just going to be a very, very interesting challenge to see what Nintendo does with this controller.
Now, let me ask you guys this. A game like this, how would like your traditional Call of Duty, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat work with something like this?
I don't think fighting games will work too well with this style of control, because fighting games rely generally on feel. Like you feel the buttons. Like even if you're using a pad, it's based on your hand placement, because not everybody places their hands the same way when they play fighting games. Like some people, like if you're using a stick, some people type right, like use it as a typewriter. Some people like bang out that drum solo. Some like when you're using a controller, some people may hold it like traditionally in the palms of their hands. Like I know if you've seen Smug play on the E-Adventures or any other place where you've seen Smug play fighting games, he uses a overhand claw grip style for his controls. So I don't think various hand placements would work very well in terms of fighting games for that solid controller.
Okay, interesting. All right,
What's the topic?
Well, we're talking about that NX controller. That the information has been leaked, but I have it in the stream, so you can actually see what I guess the diagram and a proof of concept in there. So, but while you're getting caught up, Shinwar, have you been able to see the controller so far?
No, I'm looking in the Discord. I don't see it.
All right, because I had it in the other thingy. Hold on. Here you go.
I see it in the stream.
Yeah, that's what we got so far. But I mean, I'm thinking if it
okay.
Now, if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see it looks like a pill. You go to figure 9A, 9B, and under 9B, you'll see what the actual controller is projected to look like. So
it's loading up now.
Yeah, I mean that looks pretty interesting. But while you guys get caught up, Nelson, did you want to weigh in on this real quick?
It's just a definitely weird thing that they're trying to make a controller somewhat like a cell phone. I mean, I don't understand the idea or the concept of that, because you already made the Wii U gamepad. That was more like a portable, like 5 to 6 inch screen for you to play your games on while like your main TV was off, or you can mirror the image or have another person play on it. That was a cool concept. Now you're making it smaller, where everything is.
Is it smaller? Is it gonna be smaller than the
This controller with the screen, if that's what I'm assuming it is, it's way smaller than the Wii U gamepad.
It just
Way
has to be
smaller.
comfortable to hold because man, that would be dope to have the face.
I don't mind having this weird interface happening, but it's like, why go so hard if you're not just making a portable handheld? You're making a console. Why do you need something on the physical controller where people's going to get confused? Now, I won't physically be able to know what buttons I'm pressing unless if I have to double look.
Yeah,
And that's going to get annoying as shit, as what Demiza was saying.
Unless there's haptic feedback and each button has a different type of haptic.
I don't know if they're going to go that hard and to be able to do that. I'm sorry. Like, it is Nintendo after all. I don't think they're going to go too hard on that.
But Nintendo is known to be taking risks, you know what I mean? So
yeah, so let them take the risk. If they got all this money, go right ahead. Like, from what I'm saying right now, I would rather use a regular Pro controller that I have for my Wii U. If I can still use my legacy controllers on the NX, then I'll prefer that. I would rather not use this motion cell phone version of a controller. To me, that's a waste.
Now, here's the thing. What if it turns out to be a decent concept once we get it in our hands?
But I still won't be able to understand it if there's no feedback.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm meshing buttons where I do not know where the button placement is at, and it's going to confuse everyone. Not everyone's going to be able to look at the controller, look at the screen, look at the controller, look at the screen. If that's the case, just make a controller which is a portable handheld, and then just call that the Nintendo NX. Don't make a whole fucking console based on just a controller alone.
No, because I'm thinking they're merging a lot of. Here's my theory. This might be a standalone thing, and then the console itself might be working in tandem with this, right? So, considering how our cell phones have evolved with technology, and you can play games like by itself. I'm thinking that this controller might take what the Wii U did to the next level, and I mean,
I don't know how it can when the screen is like 4 times smaller than the Wii U size.
I see what they're trying to do. They're going with some George Jetson type concept with it. You know what I mean? Where
it looks like a cell phone. Wow. Is the analog sticks? That's what.
Those are physical. Yeah, those are physical buttons. But if you look on the one that's by the top of the picture, you see the B button that's underneath it. That's like a virtual button.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I think that's what they're trying to go with. You know what I mean?
So is that only 2 buttons? I'm pretty.
Yeah, 2 analog, and then the rest are gonna be.
No, the other buttons are there, just that you can't physically see it at the moment in time. They're supposed to be the B, A, Y, X button.
Yeah, scroll down to the picture in color, and you'll see, like right under the right analog, you see the B button, like kind of displayed there.
But again, it's very annoying to put something out like this, and you're gonna have gamers to focus on something that doesn't even show the full game or whatever. I can understand if you make it so that the game has to mainly focus on this as certain aspects as you play,
or a second screen.
Like, how can I put this? Okay, let's see if this makes sense to you. You hold the controller up in front of your eyes, and when you move the controller, it's like you're in a 3D world.
That would be cool.
But looking in the controller's eyes. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's like a fake version of VR without having the goggles on.
Yeah. I think that would be pretty cool. Like games... Okay, think of like a Call of Duty using something like that.
I could see that happening. That's
you just do like this, and wherever you look with the controller is where... you see the environment that you're in. Or Metroid. Imagine if Metroid, you're on one of the planets and stuff, and you're running around shooting. As long as with this type of controller, they keep it simple. But as in doing that, keeping the game simple, you're gonna alienate the hardcore, because at some point, like you guys are saying, you're gonna need a legacy controller with the like a scuff controller, if they do bring some of the hardcore games back to the Nintendo house. So I don't know.
So would you see this as like the the connect of the Wii U in the sense that it might get phased out for the people who don't really care about it, and this caters more to casual people.
Yeah, it could be. It could be. If it doesn't work too well and it's being shoehorned, then Nintendo's in for some trouble. But I am thinking, I see what they're trying to do, but hopefully E3 we get some more information on this controller. But this being leaked, I think this is an interesting idea. But now you got to think about, all right, if it also breaks off and it becomes a standalone portable, you know, how durable is it? Is it something that's gonna, you drop it, you break it, you screwed or whatever? I mean, I really think that they're trying to do like the rumors were saying, where this thing can be like its own handheld, but also connects to the main system and use as a controller, and it's like one complete like set. That's what I'm predicting.
Well, PlayStation has already done it, so technically Nintendo is like matching on their idea. If that's
Well,
the
with the
case.
Vita, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I think
PSP
there's.
and the Vita.
But
Doesn't matter.
I'm thinking this is gonna be more prominent in the sense that like Nintendo's trying to recapture the console or their handheld with the DS and all that with this controller, but make it where okay, all our lines work in one thing. That like I think they're trying to do like Goken said, make one ecosystem going forward. You know what I mean? And Nintendo has always been known for having consistent backwards compatibility. If some of their older titles can be supported by this new controller type thing, that'd be great. You know?
Yeah, but Nintendo has been slacking on their backwards compatibility. The best was on the regular Wii. You was able to literally play like everything on that fucking console. The Wii U comes somewhat limited what you had, and whatever you had purchased on the previous console, you'll have to rebuy again.
Repurchase. Yeah, we're just messed up.
So that's like a waste of fucking money.
That's like PlayStation now.
Well, PlayStation Now is just a horrible subscription that no one's ever gonna fucking buy unless you do not have a console, period, and you just have the PlayStation TV. Then PlayStation Now will work for you for a casual gamer.
Okay.
But for people who have the console and get PlayStation Now, you're wasting more money than the yearly subscription itself. You're basically buying 3 yearly subscriptions just to pay for the PlayStation Now for a year. That's a waste of money. That's more than $200.
Unbelievable.
All right? That's absurd. That's as much as I would pay for my Verizon triple play package. I don't need to pay that much for a fucking subscription that's not even like guaranteed with the streaming service you guys have, and it's not even 60 frames. Everything is running at anywhere from 15 to 30. That's disgusting, guys. Come on.
All
Tell him
right.
why you mad, son.
Tell him why you mad. All right. So new gaming
He
order.
said that's disgusting.
Yeah. All right. So new gaming order. We're gonna bring this topic to a close. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. Check us out on newgamingorder.com for the latest and greatest gaming news. If you don't, I'm gonna have to hit you with the head crush hyper combo finish. All right. New gaming order. We'll be right back. Peace.